morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously right now then. So it's around 6 p.m. in our old neck of the woods in old England, okay? So 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, beam me up, my juicy little lights. Thank you, little lights, you're delicious and bright, yes. And the sky is quite grey. It has been sun-shining slightly. So where they got it from, a heat wave in England, it may differ in other parts of old England, but in our neck of the woods in Brummyland, no. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so there's no videos today, although I'm going to tell you something, what came up on my feed, and this was, I forgot who it was now. Is it the Four Tops or is it, I cannot see it now, my delicious little babies, because I've got my dog and burn, okay? And I hope that you're all super duper and deliciously well, my little beautifuls. Okay, may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. And wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening, I hope that you're having a super duper time. You only get one life. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so just thought I'd get that, out of the way. Not meaning it nastily. I mean, sometimes the way I come across, you know what I mean? But anyway, but yes. And the song that came up is called There Goes My First Love, woo, with a guy I used to call my friend, woo. Love I thought would never end, and I can't forget her. My heart is breaking, woo, when I see her holding hands with him, woo. You know that song, okay? Well, anyway, I mean, it doesn't apply to me. I mean, I'm 50 now, you know what I mean? Anyway, when I go back decades ago, my life was very different. Do you see what I mean? So it's not like that at all. But there we are. But for somebody else out there, it will be. Okay, it's just I thought I'd just mention, you know what I mean? Still around, she never left this part of town. Now every day, those pretty feet go walking on down the street. There goes my first love. This is There We Are for somebody, but it's not for myself, you know what I mean, okay? Anyway, my life was very different then. You go back all those decades ago. Do you see what I mean? You never had all of the drama that you have now. Do you know what I mean? It's like you get together. It's simple things. You get together and then, you have some form of a relationship, a loving relationship. And then there we are. Bish bash bong. Or what? Where did we hear that? Bish bash bong. Was that 2021? And then bish bash bong. It's gone. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? It's not because, I mean, my personal situation was very different, because it's not because I did not want to be with who it was, my first love, and they did not want to be with me. No, it was nothing like that. Completely different. Do you see what I mean? Okay. And oh, God bless, yeah. When I go back in time, you know what I mean? It's like, when somebody, there we are, when somebody wants you back, you know what I mean? It's, yeah. But, yeah, life was just different then, do you see what I mean, okay? Anyway, so I'm just going to have a little conversation. Anyway, as it so happens, he and I, may not see each other for decades, but let me tell you, no, never touch a hair on my head. And neither would he ever want anybody else to touch a hair on my head. Do you see what I mean? Okay? Because it just wasn't like that. Life was so carefree. I'm 51 now. I have to check myself sometimes. I keep saying 50 when I'm 51. But yes, I mean, life was, you know what I mean? So different. Do you see what I mean? I mean, of course, I've gone through relationships, where so I'm not giving out any information this evening, my delicious little babies. But yes, I mean, I've gone through relationships where they've been a little bit, shall we say, there we are, possessive. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Because when I was younger, I was, let's just say, I was in my heyday, do you see what I mean? So it's like, really, you just could not keep me still. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. It's like, let's just say, I never ever in my life wanted to be an ornament, that you just link on somebody's arm now then, isn't it? Do you see what I mean? I never wanted to be that way, but somewhere down the line, I found myself, there we are, that way. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? And it was not nice, I was not a liking. Do you see what I mean, okay? And, when you see, especially these days, when you see all the young lasses now, okay? And all that they want is this, because, you see, they use, I'm not saying for every single solitary lass now. I'm not saying that, okay? Because I will never say that, okay? But there's a lot who they seem to think that the fame and this high life and going to different places, there we are, and constantly being busy, in their noddles, they see that as being, and nails, I mean, if you look at my nails, my delicious little babies, do you say? And then they want the nails done, then they want the hair done, Well, I used to call it wig, but I stopped doing that, you know what I mean? Because I don't want any my flipping hair coming out, you know what I mean? And, then they want the handbags, then they want the dresses, then they want the frocks, then they want the bikinis. They want, there we are, all of these things now, do you see what I mean? And then they want a blurk who's driving a flash motor. That's what they want in life, isn't it? There we are. It seems to me, my delicious babies, for some, not for all. Okay? But the ones who do are very, what I call, there we are, that's the words, bland-sided, okay? Because they're not seeing nothing else. So in their orbit, their little square, that's all that they're seeing. Do you see what I mean? And then, of course, they have to keep themselves in tip-top shape. Do you see what I mean? Just so that they can, let's just say, ride the Trojan horse. Shall we say, my delicious little babies, do you say? But, of course, for the rest of us who live in, there we are, the real world, we see things now in a completely different light, which leads me on to saying I want to have a little conversation this evening, because let's have a talk. Let's not forget the old 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's not forget the red. Let's not forget China. Okay, the blueprint. You see, to put others in line can be quite exhausting, can't it? If you really look at it in a different way, my delicious little babies, do you say? So to get others, there we are, to comply to what one wants, then ones have to go to, there we are, certain measures now in order to accomplish this. Do you say? Now, what I want to talk about is to do with social workers. Now, I've had my run-ins with social workers, and so did, oh, God bless, you know, my beautiful dear little mama bear, my dear dad, you know. We had run-ins with them, you know, when I was a wee young bairn. I was only little. And by the way, in any of my videos, in my life, I'm never going to write a book, ever. I'll never write a book, ever. I do not feel the need to do so. So if anybody wants to look at my video, they can look at it. If they do not, they do not have to. But I'm never going to write a book. Okay? I've said that. There we are, long time. I'll never do it. Okay? I could write, there we are, 5 books on what's gone on in, there we are, in my life. But I'm not going to do it. In fact, I could put it in an encyclopedia, you know, one of these thick, jam-packed books. But I wouldn't do it. Do you see what I mean? That's just my choice. But when I look at my lovely, and not in that way with anybody, my lovely David Icke, you know, and he gives out different books for different, well, God bless him, ding, ding, dong, dong. I get where he's coming from because he's giving out information as it goes. Do you see what I mean? Yes. But for myself, no. I do not feel the need. Okay? So, yes, when I was young, my mama and Papa Bear, I just feel the need to say it today, the 20th of September, 2024. Let's look at the date, shall we? So we got 2 and 9, which is 11. Then we've got another 2, which is 13. Then we've got another 2, which is 15. Then another 2, which is 17. Then another 2, which is 19. That comes to 10, which comes to 1. There we are, being at 1 with oneself. Okay, that's how, there we are, I add it all up. Okay. So yes, so when I was young, my beautiful little mama bear and papa bear, you know, I may not get on with my dad, but I'd never wish any harm on him. Do you understand what I mean? And I'd never want anybody else to harm him, because if that's what they did, well, let me tell you, there we are. I wish them well. They're going to get, there we are, what the duck gives them. There we are. Believe me on that one. Do you see what I mean? Okay? He's still my dad. But when we were young, you know, parents go through different situations, and very sadly, you know, I lost my beautiful dear little granddad. I love my beautiful little dear nanny and granddad. So anyway, they already know. They know there we are. They know every single day, which they do. Okay. I always say good morning, good night to them, right? As well as my other beautiful dear little loved ones. Okay. Beautiful little mama bear and everyone. My beautiful little great nana and everyone. Okay. So yeah, so we had a difficult time going through that time, and I'll put it this way, social services were called when my father was not present, because he was attending my beautiful, oh, I love him so, my beautiful dear little granddad bear, his funeral. So in between all of that, me and my sister ended up in the old Bill station. Okay? There's a reason, there we are, why I'm saying all of this evening. I'm not going to take my video down. So, you know, we get asked a number of questions in separate rooms, you know, and there was one police officer where he said, you know, if your daddy does not come back, then me and my wife will apply to adopt you on about myself. Do you see what I mean? Okay, my delicious little babies. Never forget his name. Yeah. Roberts. Yeah, I'll never forget that. I can see him now. God love him. God bless him. Okay. And he still came to visit anyway a while after, just to make sure everything was all right. Not that it wouldn't have been, because my dad did nothing wrong. Do you see what I mean? Okay. But what happened is that my beautiful little mama bear was not very well at the time. And due to that fact, we ended up in the old Bill station. Then we had to go to a foster care for the night. Now, my dad, God bless his dear little soul, he only had 24 hours to get us, because if he never got us, then we were going into care. Okay? Now, on that particular night, I mean, it was like a living hell. You imagine going into a foster care for a night, and I mean, I managed to keep a level head, you know what I mean? But my younger sister, I mean, there was a dear little young lass there with she had learning difficulties, and, she could be rather aggressive, pulling hair and everything, which, of course, I stepped in, being the elder sister, and I just said, no, I'm not having that. Do you see what I mean? Okay? But my dad had her till 4 o'clock, that was a Saturday, till 4 o'clock on the Sunday to come and get us. Now, in between all of this, my beautiful dear little, God bless, beautiful dear little Nana and Granddad's, my beautiful dear little Granddad's funeral was on the Monday. So my dad had to get his sister and her husband to drive down to come and get us. So it was all really, I suppose it was rather chaotic, but my beautiful dear little Nana Bear, plus my dear little dad, yes, they never believed in young bairns, little bairns going to funerals. They never agreed with that. They felt that it would disturb the mind of any young little bairn to attend a funeral. Okay, that's just the way it was. My beautiful dear little Nana Bear, God rest her beautiful dear little soul, was 90 and a half when she passed. Okay, she just never agreed with it. She never agreed with any of this either. She never agreed with it. All her life, my beautiful little Nana Bear would have many disagreements over this, okay? And she was, there we are, very stern with what she had to say. Do you see? Okay? But yeah, so we were collected. And I tell you what, I never ever, in the whole of my life, was so glad to see my dear dad. In the whole of my life, honestly, no joke. Do you know what I mean? I was so super duper happy, and my little sister was so super duper happy that we just seen him. Do you see what I mean? And that we could just get away. Do you say? Anyway, so that was that situation. So we were looked after, during the funeral of my beautiful dear little granddad, and so we were in beautiful care, okay, with beautiful dear little friends and neighbours, okay, so we were very much looked after. In fact, I can see the dear lady who was looking after me now. She was so beautiful. She put us on her, she was on all fours, she put us on her back, walk around the floor. She really kept us, God bless her, entertained, okay. She was so beautiful, okay. Yes. But when I look at that situation, then I fast forward to when I became an adult. And of course, things happen now, do you know what I mean? And I do not hold it against my ex, my beautiful little baby daughters, how I love them so. I do not hold it against him. couples have disagreements. Do you see what I mean? Okay. But this was a rather large disagreement. Anyway, fast forward. Social services were called. Okay, my delicious little babies. So yes, they had an appointment to come and see myself. So, you know, they always come 2 by 2, don't they? Just like a Duracell 2 by 2. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, well, the home was spotless. And I only had, I had my eldest baby daughter, my youngest little baby daughter. You know, she, you know, would be sleeping in my room, you know, in a cot and everything. And they turned up, didn't they, of the evening. They tend to usually come at night. There we are, you know, when nobody can see them, if you know what I mean. My delicious little babies. That's how it always used to be now. So they came in, you know, asked me a number of questions, you know, and everything like that. They said, well, can we see your daughter's room, your eldest daughter's room? I said, yes. Of course, it was beautiful. It was, you know what I mean, all kitted out, everything. It was beautiful. And then they said, oh, can we look at the other rooms? You know the drill. And then they came downstairs. They said, can we look in your, you know, in your cupboards? I'd call it a pantry. That's the old-fashioned saying, you know, can I look in your pantry? Can I look in your fridge and freezer? Anyway, they looked at each other as if to say, there we are, as if to say, well, this is kosher. Do you see what I mean? Anyway. So I said to them, I says, well, what you coming around here for and penalising me? There we are, penalising me for. I said, there's nothing wrong with my babies, nothing wrong with my little bairns at all. I said, there we are. I said, they're very well looked after. Do you see what I mean? So I was in a house at the time. I used to live with my ex, my beautiful little baby daughter's dad. Do you see? Anyway, they said, no, but we have to. And I said, no. I said, what you need to be doing, I said, is going and sorting out, I said, the little bairns, I said, there we are, God bless them. I said, who are in awful, terrible situations. There we are. I said, that's what you need to be doing. Instead of coming round to myself and penalising me when I've done nothing wrong. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, they said, that's all right, miss, and my surname. They said, there's no problem here, we're going to go. Do you see what I mean? Okay? Then I had a situation where, you know, like the patio windows, and I woke up at, 10 to 2 in the morning, and the whole of the glass on one of the patio windows, the whole of the glass just shattered and smashed. So I called the old bill out, and anyway, they were very disgusting to me, to be quite honest with you. Okay? And I said, who's your chief? I said, because let me tell you, I said, I'm going to be, there we are, done calling them. Do you see what I mean? Yes? The way that the old bill spoke to me, the one policeman, there we are, was absolutely disgusting. And I said, that's all right. I said, there we are. I said, because I'm going to get you banged to rats. Do you see what I mean? Oh, what was it he said? It's women like me. That's what he said. He said, it's women like me who cause problems for men. That's what he said. I said, really? I said, who's your chief? I said, because I'm going to be done getting on the dog and burn the telephone and talking to your man there. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, the next day, so anyway, nothing got done that early hours in the morning. And then the next day, I was in Asda, in the supermarket. So I got a call. And it happened to be, there we are, from the chief of the old bill. And they said, are you Miss, you know, and my name? I said, yes. They said, we're calling, this was chief of police, said, we're calling, there we are, to make an apology to you for the way that our officer spoke to you. I said, thank you very much. I had to find somewhere quiet because you know what it's like in supermarkets, to talk. So I said, yes. I said, the way that your man spoke to me like that, you know what I mean? I said, it was disgusting, and I repeated what your man there said. Do you see what I mean? So he said, I'm awfully sorry. He really apologised to me. I never heard nothing else. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? But anyway, I received, there we are, an apology. So I accepted the apology gracefully. But your man there, the one old Bill, is what you call, he's a pathetic, there we are, bully. Do you see what I mean? He was that pathetic. Do you know what I mean? He had his, tummy hanging out. He looked like a 13-year-old school bairn with his shirt in and his shirt out. He looked to me like, there we are, like he didn't know whether he was coming or going. All my thoughts was, heaven forbid, his dear flipping wife who he's living with. Who'd want to live with a piece of shit like that? Because I wouldn't. But that's what you find with a lot of the old Bill. There we are. That's what you find. That's the way that they operate. You see what I mean? It's like the bully becomes the bullier. Do you see what I mean? Okay? Yeah. We've known for decades. I even knew, let me tell you, yeah, there was two actually. There was different professions. One was a policeman, and his missus, she wasn't, and she was a housewife, God bless her. So I'm not saying she wasn't anything. She was a housewife. You look after the home, God bless her, you know what I mean? God bless her. Oh yeah, she used to get, there we are, a number of black eyes. Do you see what I mean, okay? And then when I got my first housing association flat when I was 18, and I got to know her. Oh, she was beautiful, from South Africa. Beautiful, dear South African lady. Really, really beautiful. And she was married to a top doctor, from South Africa in Brummieland, in hospital. And we got to know each other. And she used to come round to me, and she used to plait my hair. She used to do everything. Oh, she was so beautiful. I know her name. I can see her birth trace, but I'll never say, okay? And she was the first dear lady. She gave me a set of Givenchy, little miniature perfumes. I'll never forget it. And she gave them to me. But she used to do my hair, and she used to say, let me do your nails, Carla, let me do everything for you. Oh, she's so beautiful. Not in that way, my delicious babe. She's just so beautiful. Beautiful, dear black African lady, dear lady. And but of course, when her husband used to come home, and she'd come and knock my door, because I was working full time then. I got my typing, I'd done everything, and I was working full time. So she knew when, there we are, when I finished work, and then she'd come round to me. We'd have a cup of tea and coffee and everything. And yeah, she'd have black eyes, cheekburns, everything. Where he'd beat her when he'd come back in from work. There's one top doctors, yeah. What was it? Selly Oak Hospital, was it? It's not there anymore, Selly Oak Hospital. It was, let's just say I went to the QE, Queen Elizabeth. Yet when you seen your man there, and I personally never liked him. I personally never liked him, and I did say to her, I said, I'm so sorry, sweet. I says, but my spirit does not take to your man there, your husband. When I looked at him, there we are, I just had this, it's like any good energy just drained out of you. That's when you looked at him. But he tried to, he had a bit of fuzzy hair, he used to, not like short hair, but a bit of fuzzy hair, if you know what I mean, yes, okay, like with the hairstyle, yes. But no, he'd even smile at you, but I thought, no. I thought, you're there we are, wicked and putrid and nasty man now. Do you see what I mean? Yes? And she'd come up to me and I was out here ballooned out. Yeah. And that's on more than one occasion. And her cheeks and everything all bruised. She tried to cover it up with makeup. There we are, makeup to cover it up. And he was one of these, what do they call them? These consultants, where you get plenty of ka-ching, ching, ching. Do you see what I mean? And she used to say to me, but he's under he's under a lot of pressure. I said, under a lot of pressure? I said, but the pressure shouldn't cause him to hit you. Do you see what I mean? Like that. Really bad that was. There we are. God bless her. So beautiful. But in the end, she went back to South Africa. Yeah, I'll never forget. She went back not long after I moved out, so she went back before. But yes, yeah. But God bless her. But I was the only one who she knew, so you know what I mean? She did not want to get to know anybody else. She was happy in my company, if you know what I mean. But we were super duper happy together. She's just so beautiful. Her energy, everything. God bless her beautiful, dear little soul. Everything about her was beautiful. Not in that way, okay? I mean, in a loving way, in a friendly way. Do you see? And yes, we were friends right up until, yeah. So she sent me a letter once she got back to South Africa. And then I sent a letter back, but then it was returned to me to say that the letter, it was at the wrong address or something. And I thought, but she gave me, I wrote everything down, specifically what she gave me, do you say? But she sent me a letter first, and for some reason we were just never in touch again. But what a beautiful, I'll never forget her till the day I pass. I can only hope, please dear God, she left that man. That's all I can hope, please God. But she probably never, you know what I mean? But yeah, she's one of my beautiful little stories in my life. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little baby? She was just so beautiful. From head to toe, just so beautiful. I got photographs of her somewhere. She just, honestly, just such a beauty and a joy to know. Do you see what I mean? But the way that he beat her was unreal. Do you know what I mean? Plus, she had bruises on her body, on the rest of her body where, where he'd, well, places that you could not see. Do you see what I mean? Yes. And apparently it was to do with the stress of, there we are, of working in our hospitals, apparently. Okay, and that was back when I was 18. So please, whoever you are out there we are, work out the dates. Do you see what I mean? My delicious little babies. Anyway, so I'm going to go. Look at this. Look at where my top is. My delicious little babies. So, yeah. But, yeah, so we all have run-ins with getting back to that, with the old social services. It's like they, let's just say, there we are, the pick and choose, don't they? My delicious little babies, do you say? There we are. Who they're going to take and who they're not, it seems. Do you say? Now, my video probably won't get watched, but anyway, I'm sending it anyway. But lights off. Hey, my delicious little babies. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say, really. But, yeah, I've gone through many things myself in my life, but never once will I ever write a book. I do not feel a need to while I write a book. I mean, please do not get me wrong. Others out there, they feel happier doing that, don't they? You know what I mean? But not myself. No. It's just that I just remember different things now. There we are in my life. Do you see what I mean? I just wanted to share that with you. At that time, actually, to do with the horses, the police horses. Oh, they were so beautiful. On that day, when we ended up in the police station, well, the old Bill station, well, we were allowed to go on the horses, to sit on the horses, to do everything. You see what I mean? It was It was really an enjoyable day for myself, and not so much for my little sister because she suffered with her nerves, you see what I mean. But for myself, I just thought, well, it's just there we are, just a little adventure, you know what I mean? It's just something different, you see what I mean, Martin babies. But of course, you know, for my dear dad, God bless him, of course, you know, my dear mum, God bless her, you know, and everything, and my beautiful. God bless my beautiful dear little nanny and granddad. Well, it wasn't such a very nice experience, you know what I mean? Anyway, my delicious little babies, so that's the end of my video, and look at that. Yeah, I'll switch the light back on. Circle, circle, circle. Turn it that way. Looks like little horns. Okay, my delicious little babies, so you just take care now. Thank you so very much for any views or any likes, or, you know, just simply stumbling across me, okay? But good night and God bless. I love you so very much. You just take care now. Do rest well, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening. Have a beautiful and super duper and delicious time. Love you all, my little babies. Goodbye.